Even more important, people. Yeah? Oh, no sound. Bro, my bad, people. My bad. Okay. I can't start over, but I'll try to give you what I was saying before again. Okay? I'll try my best. You know, we jump into nostalgia and rumors, and sometimes Manchester United, guys, we forget that we keep going back. I apologize. Guys. Technical difficulties. My light's not working. My mic's coming off. I get a new light tomorrow, people. Don't worry. Everything will be back. Just like where we're back again. Another sacking, another interim. Big up to Ricky Red in the building. Shout out to Irish Piteria as well. Shout out to Sean B. I know I made you laugh this morning, bro. Have a great day, bro. Big up to you. Big up to you, to all of you guys coming in. Shout out to Rick Mank as well. Big up to Fred the Red. No, bro, I was on mute, bro. I didn't even look at the chat, bro. My bad. I had the screen all confuffled because I was looking at some of the articles that I wanted to talk to you guys about as well. But you know, we're back again. Me mute, me having technical difficulties, and another debate about past versus future, guys. And the first thing I want to say, basically, Ollie versus Carrick is not the real story, guys. It's the symptom, not the disease, because clubs with clarity don't keep doing these sorts of crazy things. You know what I mean? We don't keep ending up as this junction every single 2 years yet again, and this keeps coming up. back to old haunts, Ole Gunnar Solskjær. And you know what it represents to me? A memory of comfort, guys. A time when it was simpler at Manchester United. He's a club legend. We understand. I understand. A man who understands the bad, surely he does. The passion and the emotion, yeah. But when it comes to this, when Ole came back, yes, we did believe again. Of course we did. But did we forget that the power of old haunts is that you go back to a place where you once felt safe? Guys, Michael Carrick, a different legend. He represents something different. Less emotion, more structure, more control. He's a calm guy. We can see it in the way he played, positional discipline. And he thinks like a manager. He thinks with patterns, not with emotion. So the debate isn't legend versus legend. It's comfort versus progression, people. Do we go back to what we know, or do we step forward into something more modern, more controlled, but less familiar? What are your thoughts, guys? Because let's be honest and fair, both options, they do have their strengths and their flaws. Ole, emotional, intelligent, maybe decent man management, immediate connection with the players and fans. And of course, he does stabilize the chaos quickly. But we've seen his ceiling, people. The longer it goes on, the structure fades. The tactics, well, it becomes reactive. And, you know, it's not always the best situation because we've seen it. You know what I mean? Carrick will bring in something more like control, calmness, tactical discipline. He already showed United can look composed under pressure as a player. He might have less charisma. It may be less of an emotional pull. And maybe his calmness might be drowned out. But this is not an easy choice, people. It's an important one. You know what I mean? And this is the exact moment we forget the managers, Ten Hag, we forget Amorim, and we start talking about INEOS and their involvement, because we thought the Glazers were bad, but we're back again here with these guys who said they were different. They said best in class. They said he is our guy. They said we are going to win and challenge from 2028 consistently. They said they know what they are doing. Sir Jim Ratcliffe said, you do not run a football club with knee-jerk reactions. But, guys, what is this? We have seen it last season. They spent almost 300 million on Ten Hag, and then another 20 on the sports DOF that we waited 6 months for. Dan Ashworth, and they both got sacked 6 weeks into the season, guys. 6 weeks into the season. If that's not knee-jerk, well, it's best in ass. It's best in ass. We agree, Irish Pit Terrier. Kenny, we're all going to love Ollie's at the wheel. Rick is saying it right. Jobs for the boys. Jobs for the boys. Bro, I wouldn't mind getting the two guys over my shoulder, to be fair, people. The two guys over my shoulder, they represent what it means to win. What it means to be at the peak. Not just because they are born that way. Just because they work hard to get themselves to that level. Hard work, determination, and effort is what the guys over my shoulder represent. You know what? But these guys to the left and right, they are also club legends who know about these things, guys. So we cannot just discount it. We cannot say that they don't also know these things. Kenny, you are right, my brother. We discussed this many times. And INEOS came in with the promises. They say no knee-jerk, no best. They were best in class. Football decisions, not emotional ones. Sir Jim Ratcliffe, he keeps talking and saying all these nice things we want to hear. But look at where we are yet again in less than 18 months. Erik ten Hag, backed, undermined, then sacked. Amorim, hired for a full stylistic overhaul, vanity project. He was not backed. He was discarded like a rag doll. They didn't even give him the chance. And guys, I may not have backed the guy, but I'm not Man United. I'm just a fan. just like you guys. If you guys backed him and I didn't back him, we were in similar situations. I backed Ten Hag. Some of you guys didn't back Ten Hag. It's all the same. But what's the general consensus? We want Man United to win. We want to go back to the top. So whether you want to be, oh, Ten Hag left us in this position, and Amorim only inherited the shit squad. Guys, who left Ten Hag in that situation? Who brought Amorim into this situation? And who kicked him out of it? It wasn't you. It wasn't me. It's these dullards, bro. These absolute dullards that they call themselves the best in ass structure. Well, or renaming best in ass. They look predominantly inept. I mean, I would say Arnold and Woodward were better than these guys. And people might disagree with me, but they were never this shit. If they made a decision, they were prepared to deal with the fallout. These guys run away. Two managers, guys, two philosophies, same fate. Same fate. That's not strategy, that's panic. A way better press release. You understand? Switching from Ten Hag to Amorim was already an extreme, guys. We know this, yeah? But what made it worse was failing to give either of them the proper tools required for success at a basic level. We're talking about basic level success, people. But they claim to be dedicated to footballing decisions and elite leadership. What sort of model is this? This is not a model of dominance. It's dullard business. No proven best in class in the football operation anymore. Managers are being told how to play while being denied what they need to succeed. You can tell me what best in class we know, what best in class does really Jason Wilcox offer to anyone. The brother was at best a youth coach and scout. A youth coach and scout. Not a coach at senior level. Not a scout at senior level. He was never a DOF. He was a sporting, probably the director that brought in young talent into Man City's academy. People, I don't know. But maybe because we got a little blinded because he represent one of we. He from the hometown. I don't know. But right now, that brother is the problem. That are we going this way? The man is the same guy that say, boy, bun Dan Ashworth, When Dan Ashworth say to them, hey, only go and sack Ten Hag, it might be bad. But we're not prepared to spend $500 million on the next guy with a different system. Are we prepared to do that? He said to them, and you know what Jason Wilcox said? The same thing he said to Amorim. When Amorim tell him, yo, why are you hearing Semenyo going to Man City, King, and we had a meeting and you say, hey, I gain Semenyo, I go and adjust this brother, go and fit into my system, exact XYZ. You tell me so. Now I hear he going to Man City. And what I supposed to do with that is what the Amorim asked the man them. And again, you all later in real man them speech. All they know how the Chinese do car pissed off right now this morning, guys. Because you know what, yeah? People might laugh. I might not back the guy, but I always want Man United to win. And in order for he to even try to get me on side, he needed all the tools he's supposed to get. And if all they promise him, give it to him. Because, I mean, he could try to be ingenious and find all kind of sort of solutions and patchworks. But the reality is, this is the big leagues. We're not supposed to be lacking facilitation in the big leagues. People, talk to me. Let me know what all you're saying. Because, for Jim Ratcliffe, and I go and read out what Erica Monk said, should bring a Ralph Ragnick in to sort this out. He was not too impressed with Mbeumo and Cunha signings. And I could tell you this. Bro, I live in Germany. I just see all what Ratcliffe is be talking about regularly. Yeah. And Ratcliffe is always be talking about Man United because he had feel on injustice. He wanted to do a job and he felt incomplete. He wasn't able to complete that job, guys. And Man United still suffering to this day. And we hired him as DOF. had him as a temporary coach and sacked him for what? Because he was honest. And guys, you know, like, this makes you think, is being honest what makes you successful, or towing the line? Because had he towed the line and did the work behind the scenes, maybe we would have never known that was the truth, but we'd have been reaping the success from what he had done. Guys, it's wild. They expect Amorim to toe the line. They expect Ten Hag to toe the line. Bro, we know Oli probably going to toe this line. He's done it with the Glazers. No offense, but he's done it. Irish Peteria says 100% Arnold and Motor were better than they were here. Now they would at least make a loan move for a midfielder or something. They would do something. Bro, it would look like that. And this is why Jason Wilcox and INEOS are so dangerous, folks. Because they're making everything look like they was never going to do it, but they were. They were. We sacked Rage. We sacked who? Ragnick, because Ten Hag didn't want him criticizing his track. No, that have nothing to do with it, because Ragnick hired Ten Hag. Ragnick is who hired Ten Hag, Fred. A lot of people misunderstand. It was Ragnick who brought Ten Hag. We didn't sack Ragnick because he never fell out with Ten Hag. Yeah? He and Ten Hag actually wanted to work together because they had a similar way of thinking. The problem was the board didn't want them two brothers working together because it would be bad for their ambition. That was the biggest problem. Shout out to Abraham in the building. Big up, bro. Did you hear about one of the biggest Manchester United shareholders cut stakes in Man United shares? I did. Because obviously, when you have Sir Jim Ratcliffe coming talking breezy like he's talking breezy and making all these stupid decisions, your shares are going to lose value. And maybe this is a ploy Ratcliffe have to try and buy out some other owners or whatever. Maybe, we never know, because guys, there's lots of facets of all these things. We could only, you know, most of it we still scrubbing the surface, guys. I'm being honest. Yeah. It really made no sense because Ragnick was trying to help build Manchester United and they let him go because he was too honest. Bro, who benefits? Not the fans, bro. We didn't. The Glazers, I don't even think they benefited, bro. Because, you know, as much as we hate these bastards, yeah, think about it clearly, guys. These brothers want profit. If Ragnick fixed us, they stand to make 5 to 10 times the annual profit they currently make. So I would say to you all, who profits the most? INEOS. Who profits the most? Someone with an agenda, because they want to get their hands on Man United. Who profits the most? Owners are in business to profit, guys. And of course, we don't like the fact that they take dividends, but if we was making gajillions of dollars, yeah, consistently winning titles, we would earn almost $500 million to $1 billion a year. If we win the Premier League, the UCL, the FA Cup, and other stuff with sponsorships and all those things, we win $500 million in cash. Bro, 2 years we pay off the debt. Or 3 years, you know, we could pay off part this year, part next year, part the third year. Yeah, we earn almost one. I'm pretty sure in 3 seasons we earn at least more than $1 billion. That is how much money we'd be earning if we were winning consistently. So I don't know. Maybe I think it's in the best interest of the owners to win. But then again, they always had these executives or board members who was doing things and who are really in control, because they're usually in America. It might have one guy here, but he don't really know about football. He taking advice from all those who say they know better than him. You know what I mean, guys? So let me remember, they might be dotish, they might be stupid, but they have people who they hire who's supposed to be footballing and savvy and intelligent, including the likes of Jim Ratcliffe and Omar Barada and these guys who say they're best in class. But they're worse than the guys we fired. Men like Arnold and them. And let me not make no mistake. We fired Arnold and Murtaugh because they was trying to bring back Greenwood. But look at Greenwood now, guys. We lacking our goal scorer of that consistency, right? I mean, we could say it's France, but he lighting up Europe right now. It might be interesting. And this is the weirdest part, guys. Where have we gone? And this is what this is why I say to everyone, guys, we need to look at this from a slightly different angle. Sometimes the emotion don't only cloud the decisions that the board and them making, clouding some of the decisions we as fans making. You know what I'm saying, people? I'm not trying to say that I is no prophet or I know anything or I foresee anything, bro. I just a fan just like each and every one of you. And I just read it and trying to understand and come to terms with the logic of all of this bullshit. Yeah. And to be fair, guys, yeah, when you look at all these things and you try to look at it from different angles, you will eventually understand that there's something else at play here. It's mad. We still make more money than ever. And we was talking about this yesterday, bro. Yeah. There's only 2 football teams among the top 25 sporting teams in the world, or highest earning sporting teams in the world. And those football teams are Real Madrid and Man United. There's no one else in that list that actually plays football. The other teams, well, NFL, basketball, baseball. And this goes to show, and we could even, and trust me, guys, we will still say this and say, well, you know, maybe the owner's comfortable. No. These guys greedy. We know that the Glazers greedy. So therefore, they could never be happy if we're not really making the most money they could possibly earn. Think about it carefully, guys. It have some people working in United that probably it suits them that we never make it back to the top. Because if you think about it, if you're in business to make a profit. And you can't tell me we're making about 600 mil not winning. Imagine if we was winning. Imagine if we was winning. 600 mil is our annual turnover. Imagine if we was winning and you're adding the winnings of 2-3 trophies to that. That's about 400 million more money every year, people. We can't sign players. We could sign players 100 mil, 200, 300. We could spend 200 mil a summer and 100 mil in January like it's no other if we was winning. It's wild. Big up to Ray Carl in the building with all your support. My brother, big up to you. Bro, 2 managers in 2 years. We going backwards, mate. INEOS is failing no matter who. Like in the dugout, 18 months, no vision. Perfect. Can't say it better than Ray Carl there. I cannot say it better than that. I believe we will not qualify for Europe for the next few years. We are not good enough. And with special owners, bro, I can't say that we won't, Abraham. I'm gonna just bring back up Ray comment there, bro. Because let we be honest, people, at we worst, we still actually have a squad that could get top 6. At we worst. Because you might say that we improved from last season, but I don't think so, really. I just think that we just, the players actually putting in effort. Because these players, like it or not, or as much as we want to hate it, they have quality. And they worth more. Any club in the Prem, there are plenty clubs. The fan bases will say all these things and whatever, and they will take our players and they will go to those clubs and become some of the best players at those clubs. So let's be honest. Yeah, we have to change some of these players. Their attitudes do not suit the club as well. But as well, we can do better. We will probably get Europa League, guys. We may not get Champions League, but we might get Europe in terms of Europa League. Because I could see United finishing top 6. And it might sound weird, but it's there. You know what I'm saying? The biggest problem, guys, is that, why we here today? It's not because Ollie's the best option either. Carrick might not be the wrong one, yeah? But because INEOS, bro, they lack conviction. They lack conviction, people. They don't finish what they start. They don't protect projects under pressure. So when leadership gets scared, their familiar comfort is for old haunts. Sack and promote bullshit. You know what I mean? Not because it's right, not because it feels safer than committing to something new. It's just because it's easy for them, guys. That is failure. It's not the managers, it's not the fans. We's not the problem, guys. It's our leadership without courage. There's a disgrace. So I'll ask all of you here this now. Are we choosing Oli or Carrick because it's right football decision or because INEOS are afraid to commit? Let me know in the chat. Because I don't know about you people. Yeah? Because it's not about them. It has never really been about the managers ever. Because even when we claim to have a shit manager, people, we still achieve things to a certain extent. We might not have won the league, but I could pretty sure tell you in terms of football and the goal of football, we've done better than Arsenal in the past 5 years. Maybe not last year particularly, but we've been to more finals than any other team. Especially Arsenal. They've been to none. You know what I'm saying? And the aim of competition is to win it no matter which one you're in. It could be a small cup, as some people say, a mid cup, as people say, the league, or the big club in Europe. My belief, growing up as a United fan under Fergie, watching United since 1990, is basically, no matter which cup you're in, win it all. And if it's a small cup, it should be easier to win that on the way to winning bigger cups. Because guess what? If you can't win the small competition, how you going to win the big one? Sometimes in the Caribbean, they have a saying, people, don't hang your hat too high where your hand can't reach it. Because then you're going to need a ladder to get it. And the meaning of that behind that is basically, hey, you could aim for the stars, but take it in increments. Reach where you can reach and then move further on and keep progressing. Don't just say, I want the sky and jump, people. Because you might jump and you ain't going to end up where you expect. It's interesting. You know what I mean? And you're afraid to commit, our board commit, we can win more, but they don't, bro, like they don't want to. Let's be honest, like we all discussed this last summer. And some people were mad that we are having this discussion. Like, sack Ten Hag, don't sack Ten Hag. Hire Amorim, don't hire Amorim. The biggest issue was never that. It was always, how are they going to supply the manager with the tools he needs to succeed? That was always the be-all and end-all. People, don't forget to smash the likes, subscribe if you're new. The road to 2K is here. 160 subscribers away. Please, guys, help your boy Marken reach the milestone. We've been working hard, bringing the best news. You know how it goes. Well, good news, not the best, but good news. I would think it's the best because I'm putting my all into this. But yeah, I don't care who we get, says Hayden Pro. To be honest, I'll take the OT mascot at this point. Marginal gains is an INEOS scam sold to fans. That's not the only scam. They said best in class. But today we decide we're going to call INEOS best in ass. You know what I'm saying? Because they're weak. They've got no mentality. They can't even talk about the players' mentality because their mentality are weak. They are baseless, courageless fools in that board. Some of whom they probably think things work like, because guess what? Yeah, they didn't even give their guy a chance. Can you imagine? They said, this is our guy. Amorim, that's our guy. We got him. We got his back. We totally believe in him. Nah. They're just telling us what we want to believe, what we want to hear, people. We got to stop believing in these crazies. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, guys. I don't know. But I'm starting to think that INEOS, they're worse than the Glazers. They're so bad They haven't done anything right. Everything good that they've done, they fucked it up. Imagine, they got Dan Ashworth. They spent, no, guys, they cut costs for the last 18 months. If I tell you that all the cost-cutting measures they did was to save about 1.9 million in expenses annually, right? But they just spent another 28.6 million pounds. So that's roughly, what do we say? That's 14 years of keeping the foundation with the same size staff we have, so that Old Trafford is not now understaffed and all these things. You know, people would have gone to Christmas parties. They would have had, you know, gone to the final, the Europa final and all these things. But they say we can't afford that. And we just spent another 28 million pounds. And this is not about this is not even the 24 we spent on Ten Hag last year. So that's 28 years. They claim to be cost cutting, but spent 28 years worth of the cost that they were still trying to cut in less than 11 months, guys. In less than 11 months. So I argue, what cost were they cutting? Have they ever been honest of anything that they've done? Has INEOS and Sir Jim Ratcliffe ever done anything positive for Man United? In fact, today I will say here to you all, if you are a Man United fan, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, INEOS out. Because since they've came here, we have been failing worse than we have for the last decade. And everything they've said has been a lie. They cost-cutting what? They spent 40-something million in 11 months on shit. Wasted fucking money. But they are cost-cutting, firing staff. Cost-cutting, not feeding staff. Cost-cutting, not having a Christmas party. Cost-cutting. Bro, the total cost cuts they was trying to cut was less than 1.8 million a year. And in less than 11 months, they spent literally 46 million. So we could have had another 20 years or more running like how we was running with no problem, because they spent 48 million down the drain. If that doesn't scream signing Stiller, if that doesn't scream signing another player, if that doesn't scream improvements where we need it most, then people, it's dark. Dark like me without my light. Because guess what? INEOS was never looking for the light, people. They never was. They come here to sell dreams and advertise. Yeah. People say, some fans say, yo, hey, I don't want blood money from Qatar, but INEOS business is built on Qatar oil. It's a petrochemical company. So what you really was protesting against? You don't like Qataris? You don't like Saudis? But they are one of the major owners of INEOS in the background, because they provide all the raw materials for INEOS to function as a company. So what we really do here, so all them people who was virtue signaling, saying about, oh, we don't want oil money, oh, la, 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 la. Where they now? I mean, some of them might have 1 million subscribers or whatnot. I don't know about you people. Yeah. Can't trust snakes. Especially when they pretend to be one of your own. And they pretend to be like you, in pain. When really, they just can't wait for you to be in pain so they can make money off you. Yeah. I be so fed up sometimes, guys, watching the shit that INEOS put in our club through. We already had to deal with the Glazers for about 20 years. To get these fuckers now, it's like we went to the depths of hell. And not in a good way. Never. I mean, they call we the Red Devils, but this, brother, this a different kind of hell, boy. What we do to the world, yeah, that the media promote a worse entity than the Glazer and box it as a British billionaire. What we do? What we do, boy? Abraham says, INEOS fanboys say Sir Jim Glazers will fix the club. Sir Jim will fix the debt. Well, bro, they've been saying that after owning the club every year or after a few amount of years, he go start buying more shares. But he have no money. He have no money, people. Or he don't want to spend his money. I mean, this man worth 29 billion pounds. If he really love Man United, 9 billion buying Man United, paying off the debt, and still providing a purse to sign players for the summer, for the winter. 9 billion. You committed? You really love Man United like you say you love Man United, or you just giving me the bullshit? Because I would be doing right through, you know, people. They make it sound real nice, you know. They wrap it up and dress it up real nice, wrap it with nice pink ribbons, you know, put some furry, like, you know, furry stuff inside it, some little colors, and make it look nice. But it's a fucking shit. You know what I mean? It's a shit. Carrick, on to Carrick, definitely, I think Carrick might be a positive choice. You know what I mean? Because, to be fair, I rather go to something new, something I don't know, something I haven't seen. You know, because I'm tired. I don't want no attachments to any manager. I don't want to like a guy. I want to like what he's achieved for my club. I want to like how he's making my team win every week. I don't want to like him. Not because he's wearing Mont Blanc, or not because he was real good in Holland, or he was amazing in Germany. You know what I'm saying? I want to like the next manager because he come in here and from day one, he showed something. And not only that, but he brought winning ways consistently back to the club. That is what I want to like a manager for the next time. I don't care about all these things. Yeah. And yeah, we could be. And a lot of people could be. You know what I mean? Ollie, bro, this is why I'm most terrified about. Because if Ollie was to win the FA Cup, finish second or third, it's Ollie at the wheel. And I don't know if he really have a plan to take we further. So, people, I don't want to be the one, but like it ordained in the sky that the Trini boy had to be the one to say to the Monk family. So, as an extended member of the Monk family, I'm saying to all of you now, it's time to stop matches again. It's time. Until we get what we want, it's time. It's that time, people. Yeah, we had it. 18 months ago, we had it by the grip. And this British billionaire Ratcliffe fucked we to the cross. Behind we back, up the alley, all the how wrong the world. Take we to the cleaners, bro. Because guess what? We didn't use we had. The main objective we didn't complete. Get the Glazers gone. We settled for him and them, people. Remember, never forget that all the people who tell you this was a good idea, even when my little channel marking was telling us it's not a good idea because we're settling for them remaining. Remember them people, bro, because we in this shit still because of them. I don't know, bro. I don't know. We don't know. We have not seen them. It complicated H because when we signed Kone, he come under Ten Hag. Pedro Leon was scouted on by Ten Hag people as well. When we signed the two of them, their arrival may have been closer to the time Amorim was here or during Amorim time, but they were signed under Ten Hag. So we don't know. We don't know. Because they didn't plan no progression, broski. You know what I'm saying? Didn't plan none. Mark, we in it. Me, you, everybody else in the chat here, we on it, bro. INEOS out. And if we had to get them out first, we had to get them out first. Because we've been trying to get all the Glazers for 20 years, but they get this helper, you know, the little elf from England, from Fieldswood. The little elf they get from Fieldswood to help them in INEOS. Time to get rid of them, bro. Them first to go. Them first to go next to the Glazers. They had to listen to United fans this year. They're 2026. We ain't going into 2027 with this bullshit, people. So let me get it going. They're supposed to be talking about the free choosing Oli over Carrick, but guys, I can't study that right now. All I could think about is we need to get back control on Man United some way, shape, or form. We need to get rid of these incompetent losers because they're breeding a losing culture at our club. Bro, it's no mistake they come and we finish 15th. It's no mistake. When they stepped in the door, we finished 8th. When they was in the building, we 15th. It's no mistake. Go and check OG Nice. This is what they do. Dogu, Amas Leon, who has to go? Sorry, bro. I apologize. The Dane gone, bro. I apologize. I bring Amas back and start him, and I put Leon on the bench to see what you have. I apologize, Dogu. You're gone immediately. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't see it, bro. I will give him time. But if you gave me this kind of ultimatum choice with Amas and Leon, I see more Amas, bro. And I like what I see. And I feel he more flexible to a back 4 and a back 3 than Dogu. And I will really need. They were scouted, but he wasn't signed. So yes, Irish Peteria, we have discussed 2 years ago that there was talk about, they was looking at Dogu, but they didn't sign him because they went for Pedro Leon. These guys just pull him out of the haystack and sign him and give him to Amorim. So technically, it had nothing to do with Erik Ten Hag. It had everything to do with INEOS. Not even INEOS, you know. Jason Wilcox, because that's the guy. Jason Wilcox is the guy behind that signing. 100%. Jason Wilcox. Guarantee you all. Vivell had nothing to do with that signing. Yeah, not a thing. We should have won last night. We've dropped so many points so far. I've had enough of these owners, Mark. I've had enough of them. I've never even wanted them. Because I tell you, people, I am not the biggest fan of the Middle East. Doesn't mean I don't have respect for the Middle East or anything like this. But if I was going to put my club into the hands of someone I thought would do the best job, it had to be Qatar. Because if I look at what they invest in and how they treat the things they invest in that have a certain sense of heritage or a certain sense of majesty or reputation, they will never let it go down or be embarrassed. They will respect it like if it's their family king. But this British billionaire don't respect Man United name, good name. He don't. None of them. Barada, none of them don't respect Man United good name that we built over the last 50 odd years and more before them. They don't respect it, folks. I promise you. And the worst thing on the planet, on the face of God green earth, is having owners and people like them running your company and they don't have no respect for it. None. It don't give them a good heart feeling or a bad pain. Nothing, because they don't care. I promise you. Sir Jim Ratcliffe could never care if he every other weekend sit down in a private box in Chelsea Stadium watching Chelsea because his whole family is Chelsea fans. So we could say whatever. I think we will beat Brighton. It's the FA Cup. We're a cup team. When it comes to the cups, I think we have a little bit more of a natural edge. We just play with a little bit more of a clinical edge. Even in Amorim's season, last season, we proved this. In a cup, we're dangerous. I think the reason why we got knocked out against Grimsby was just a poor selection, really. I think, we should have made drastic changes in the second half. You know what I mean? Or maybe we should have started with a different starting 11. But yeah, I think it was just a poor selection in that game. It wasn't really because they're better than we or whatever. You know what I mean? It just wasn't the right mentality into the game. I mean, you had to watch games. Some players just bring a right energy for a certain type of fixture, at the same time too, broski. Not every single player could start every game because they could. Some players do have that kind of rivalry in them. They don't have that heart. Some of them don't have it, bro. And some people, they don't have the patience as well. So, yeah, it's hard to really select. And Alex was amazing at that, bro. I don't want Carrick or Ollie as an interim coach. It won't work. What do you think? I don't know, bro. I don't know. To be fair, I will say this. I don't mind Carrick. I'm kind of afraid of Ollie because I didn't rate him back then. He did decent things, but I always thought it was just vibes. It never gave me the impression it was going to build into something like a dynasty. I would give Carrick the chance because he did have one match in charge, if I'm not mistaken, back in that time, and he did a good job. He got a win. I think I would give Carrick a chance. He's more modern. We're trying to play a modern way. Might as well go with Carrick. You know what I mean? But back to old haunts, it seemed. Sesko with our brace last night, of course. I think was one of the first. I can't say it's the only game, but it's the one game I could put out and put my finger on and say we played to the striker tonight. And we did so very well. He should have had a hat-trick. Could have had 4. The keeper was sensational. Dubravka was sensational. Let's not be honest. I think technically our keeper was not on it last night. The Jaden Anthony goal was a good goal. But I think Saint Lemens, I don't know. But this is just me being honest. He ate too much for Christmas. Too many sweets. And he relaxed too much because he moving like he in sharp. Because I feel like if he was sharp, he would have saved that. Yeah. That's just me. Anyway, people, we will be back again a bit later. Of course, more discussions to be had. We will be doing the preview for Brighton coming up this weekend. There's lots to discuss, my people. There's lots to discuss. If I wanted a new manager, it has to be a Spanish guy. So it has to be either Iraola or Xavi Hernandez. For me, I think we need a manager who doesn't care about things. All he cares about is winning on the pitch. I want a manager who's not that emotional, but more charged, more aggressive. Somebody that will instill good basics. And we know Spanish football, they are technically sound, always. So for me, Iraola would be my first choice. if not Xavi Hernandez. That's just me, people. You know what I mean? People could say, could have other opinions and other choices. Let's hear them in the chat. Let them know. We'll have a discussion later on tonight about all the managers you guys want. If you want, leave it at the end of the stream, and I will do up, how they call it, like another overlay with the various managers that you all would like to see at Man United, and give you some in-depth information about their performance over the last 3 seasons, what their style is tactically, and all these things. Let me know, guys. Of course, there's the community tab. You can also go to the community tab and leave all this information, you know, make suggestions, you know, request certain streams, all of these things, guys. Don't be shy. Get in and like the thing. You know what I'm saying, people? Have a great one. Bro, Big Sam might be a bad shout. I mean, stabilization with this team, old school wing attacking play. The press conferences would be legendary. Big up to each and everyone watching. Have a great day, guys. It's your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and you know what to do. Smash the likes and subscribe. Hey. You can't have Yorkie's Trinidad coach. Yeah? This is why I never mentioned York. But in the back of my mind, Hayden, you know, and I know, I wanted to talk about Dwight York and what he's done with Trinidad as a coach and bring him to United. But I'm terrified of losing my coach to carry me to the World Cup in 2030. So please spare me now, brother. Please. I beg you. I want to go to the World Cup, bro. I want to go to the World Cup. Yeah? No.
Baby.